welcome back to another video. Today's video I'm talking about 10 bad beauty habits that we all need to break and just stop doing. So I love making these types of videos because I get this inspiration from myself, so we can all learn from my mistakes here. Maybe you do them too, so that's what makes these fun, because we just all get to learn together and just laugh with each other. So anyways, if you're new, please consider subscribing for more weekly videos, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, first one, which is something I know all of us do, and you probably see me do it in every single one of my videos, but it's touching your face constantly. So see, I'm like trying not to really touch my face because I'm like trying to pull my hair out of my face, but a lot of times, you know, we definitely touch our face so much more than we think, especially if you have a lot of hair and you're trying to move it away from your face. We're just constantly touching our face. We all know this one. Definitely just try your best not to touch your face as much as you can. If you do, try to make sure you have clean hands. Next one, I had to learn this mistake from personal experience of just how bad it got. So dirty brushes. Using dirty brushes obviously is just not a good thing for your skin. I wondered for so long, why am I getting so many pimples? Then I realized, well, girl, you have dirty brushes. They need to be cleaned. And since then, I've really been diligent on cleaning it. So I have this little pad here. This is from Artis. And what I do is just like whenever I apply my tinted moisturizer or like concealer or anything in between each product, I actually just rub it here just to get some of it off so it's a little bit, you know, cleaner. And then I will go through my cleaning my brushes like routine and making sure I keep up with that, because let me tell you, that makes a huge difference. So this one is fun. I really wanted to mention this one because I feel like I kind of need to make a public service announcement. Fake eyelashes or eyelash extensions just really gotten so popular over the past few years. And just to quickly say, I'm not against eyelash extensions at all, but what I don't like is overdoing it on the eyelashes where it just looks so fake and so thick. And I feel like I just need to say that because it just doesn't look good. You're gonna look back at those pictures and be like, what the heck was I thinking? Just doing a normal amount of eyelash extensions, I feel like just honestly looks so much better. Along with overdoing it on the eyelash extensions, definitely don't overdo it on mascara either, because I 100% used to do that. I would put on so much mascara where it would just be like in thick clumps and just not look good. So along with not overdoing it on lash extensions, do not overdo it on mascara as well. This one, okay, somebody should have told me. Like, I'm kind of a little upset because nobody told me that I was doing this too much. Like, nobody said anything. Maybe it looked fine, maybe it didn't, but it's making your eyebrows way too dark and thick and just too much. I'll insert a photo here, and I'm just a little bummed because nobody told me how bad that looked. I went around with thick eyebrows like that for probably a few months, and then one time I looked back at a photo of myself, I'm like, ugh. So since then I started doing it not as dark for sure. So learn from my mistake. If you do that, please don't overdo it. Be like going for more of the natural shape, natural look for eyebrows if you're filling them in. I think that looks beautiful, and honestly you can never go wrong with that. Okay, this next one, I feel like no one has ever shared this before, and this is something I noticed that really bothers me, but it's overdoing it on under eye concealer. Whether you are putting on a shade that's way too light for you or putting on way too much, I think it looks really tacky and really bad. Whenever we put on way too much under eye concealer, have you seen it where someone takes a picture or like a flash photo and all you see is just the bright under eyes? It's like super like out there. A lot of times I think it's most common to put on concealer on top of your foundation or anything on top of your makeup and then blend it in. My favorite way of doing it, this is the only way I do it, is actually putting my under eye concealer on first, and then I apply makeup over it. So like my tinted moisturizer or BB cream, for example. I feel like that way it blends it in better. It doesn't look as bright or as out there or as dramatic or fake looking. So anyways, thought I'd bring that up because I feel like this is a really good beauty habit to not do. Okay, this next one is also something I have been doing wrong for years or not been doing. It's not going in for routine hair trims. So I was so bad at this, you guys. I'm telling you, I wanted to grow out my hair so bad. I mean, probably like 5 years ago, and I avoided cutting any part of my hair, I kid you not, for like 3 years. Honestly, so sad. And when I look back at pictures, I'm like, oh my gosh, I look like I just like thin hair. It wasn't even long. It's just like you have like thick hair and then it's just like dead and thin at the bottom because of all the heat I use. Even if you're trying to grow out your hair, you definitely want to go in for routine haircuts. Like right now, for example, you guys, I'm trying to grow out my hair. I want it to go like a lot longer. So that's just like my goal lately. That's what I've been trying to do. And you know, I still go in for routine hair trims. I go every 6 months. I try not to do too much heat to my hair as well to help preserve it and not have to cut off as much. Whether you are trying to grow out your hair or not, I think it's so important to go in and refresh your hair every 3 to 6 months or so, just depending on, you know, what you're doing. This next one is also I learned from personal experience. Actually, let me bring the bag. Check this out. So, keeping makeup forever. So this is the bag I collected. This is not just makeup. I also have other stuff in here too that I'm throwing out. For so long, whether we use it or not, it's not good for your skin, for your eyes, whatever makeup products you have, to keep it forever when you haven't used it up. I think it's a good idea to clear it out. Honestly, I don't know the recommended amount of time to throw out makeup, so I can't give you a time on that. But for example, I've had these for probably 4 or 5 plus years, which is kind of sad for me to say. I actually didn't use it, but it just collected in my makeup cabinet drawer for so long, and I was like, okay, that's it. I just need to just throw it out. And it's so hard because you spend all this money on it, but that's why I recommend, you know, don't buy too much makeup. Just buy things in little bits that you will actually use, especially like eyeshadow palettes can really collect, not be used, and as soon as you run out, go get a fresh new product. That way it's just going to be so much better for your skin and you won't have so much clutter and makeup piling up. Okay, another bad beauty habit that we need to break. I feel like a lot of us already know this, but I'm just going to breeze through it real quickly. It is not using sunscreen. So this, especially with the summertime, it's definitely so important to use sunscreen, not just on your face, but all over your body. We all know the importance of it. One way to just, you know, add that a little bit of extra security in case you forget or anything is getting like a tinted moisturizer or a foundation. Do foundations come with SPF? I think they do. Getting one that has SPF in it is just another little added protection just in case you forget. And I specifically love the Neutrogena Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. This has SPF 30 in it and I love it. Obviously, sunscreen does need to be reapplied throughout the day depending on how often you are outside and exposed to sunshine, but this is just another little added protection I think is great to add into your routine. This next one kind of makes me a little bit cringe to mention it. I was going back and forth on whether I should mention it or not, but I'll just go ahead and mention it. It's to avoid putting makeup on your pimples, your zits. I know, you know, that's hard for a lot of us, especially if there's us out there that have, you know, lots of breakouts and just constantly breaking out. It's like, feels like you always have, you know, a zit or a pimple, and you know, you want to cover it up and look put together, and when you go out, so you just feel a little bit better. I totally understand that. Try to avoid putting it on as much as you can. If you do, then just be very little amount. Don't overdo it, especially just like really clean your face before you do it, and also just give your skin a break as well if you are putting on lots of makeup on your zits, because it could just get worse and worse and worse. So that's just one thing to definitely not do. As much as you can, at least. We all know it's just not good to do that, so let's try our best not to do that. Okay, next thing is constant heat damage. So I think this is the last one. Is this the last one? Yeah, this is the last one. I think I briefly mentioned this, you know, when I was trying to grow out my hair, I was using so much heat to it just to make it look better because the ends were so bad, and I just kept making it worse and worse because I was just adding so much heat to it. So a couple ways, little tricks that I just like to avoid adding extra heat to my hair is, one, not curling it or using heat products as often. I mainly only use it on weekends or on a day I'm filming. All the other days, I'm not putting heat on my hair. I also use a heat protector. Of course, that's always good. And also, one of the biggest things that actually has made the biggest difference with my hair is to mostly have my hair air dry before I blow dry and style it. So this definitely just cuts down the amount of time I'm using my blow dryer, especially the blow dryer that I use. I use this one by Revlon. It's the 2-in-1 blow styling hairbrush, and this one is definitely will give more damage to your hair because you're applying heat like right on it and the brush is hot. whereas a regular blow dryer, you're blowing heat on it. So I feel like this does damage your hair more. So that's one of the reasons why I started letting my hair air dry more before I use the styler. So I feel like that makes the biggest difference, at least for me it did. So I definitely recommend doing that, and try to avoid applying heat as much as you can, especially if you're trying to grow out your hair or if you're just trying to keep it healthy. You want to take care of that. So anyways, thought I'd mention those few little tips, and I hope that helps. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing the 10 bad beauty habits that we all just need to break and stop doing. So if I mentioned any products here in this video, I'll have that also linked in the description box if you wanted to check it out. If you are new, please consider subscribing for more weekly videos, and I will see you very soon in my next one. Bye bye.